I'm going to put together the Rainbow Macaw cupcake wrapper. The one in my hand is the mini version for the mini cupcake. The one I'm going to put together is for the standard size cupcake, and then the file also contains a size that's for a jumbo cupcake or a muffin size. And so you want to start off first and make one to start with before you cut all of them, and just make sure that the size that you're cutting fits on the cupcakes that you have. If it's a little off, you might need to size it up or down a little. Cupcakes do have standard sizes, but there is still a little bit of variance between them. So you just want to cut one first and make sure it fits before you cut a whole bunch. I'm going to start by putting my mini one to the side here. And these are the pieces I have for my standard one. And all of these are the same, no matter what size you cut out, they're just a different size. So I have a body piece, 2 blue wings, a blue tail, 2 yellow wings, 2 yellow beaks, 2 white faces, 2 black underbeaks, and 2 black eyes. I'm going to start off by putting the face pieces on here. And to do this, I'm going to use some quick dry tacky glue. I'm going to start off with this white part of the face, and it's going to just line up with the beak at the end, just like that on both sides. So I'm going to start off by just coating my back side of my the face with some glue. I'm using quick dry tacky glue. You could use anything though that you really like to use as a paper glue. Doesn't matter. Again, I'm just going to line up the end of that beak, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. For this piece, I'm using a pretty generous amount of glue, kind of spreading it around. It's okay if you don't get every little bit of it covered in glue, just as long as you get the majority so that it isn't curling up. We're going to line that up at the end with the beak, just like that. The next layer we're going to add is going to be this black underbeak, and that now is just going to line up right at the end over the beak like that and like that. So again, just going to take some glue, put it on the back side. I'm using a quick dry tacky glue, and I like to use a straight pen to spread it out and apply it. I feel like when I have little parts to it, it makes it a little easier. However, that said, you can also use a toothpick or really kind of anything you like to use to spread the glue. Whatever you're comfortable with. There's all kinds of other adhesives that you can buy too for paper. They all work great. It's really just what you like to work with. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to add this yellow layer of the beak. Again, just adding glue to the back. And again, lining it up. This is like the top of the beak, so it just goes like that. And the same on the other side. And line it up, push it down. Now we're going to put on the little eyes, and on the eyes there is a little like a little reflection mark. It's a little hole in there, so you can put that. It doesn't really matter what direction you put that. That's just, I usually put it towards the top of the eye because it kind of makes him look more like he's looking up, and I just put it kind of in the middle of this the white area on his face. Doesn't matter if they're the same on both sides of his head either, because nobody's going to be able to see both sides of his head at the same time. So just get those put on there. Alright, and now I'm actually going to set my tacky glue to the side. If I'm doing a whole bunch of these, I would probably want to let this dry really well before I keep going. You know, so you could put these parts on for all of them and then come back through and then put the rest of the parts on. I'm just going to work carefully. It is quick dry tacky glue, so it should dry pretty fast. But I'm going to start off by finding these little notches that are at the top of his neck and at the bottom. And you're going to fold his head back like this. Okay, and then same on the other side. Fold his neck back just like that. Okay. Now in the middle section of his body, you want to just gently use a finger and kind of curl like you would a ribbon or something. You just want to curl it. This is the part that goes around the cupcake. So we're kind of making, it's sort of going to be a cylinder. But you just want to gently get a curl in there. And then we're going to glue one side of his head to the other side of his head like that. Now for this part I like to use, instead of tacky glue, I like to use some hot glue. And actually I need to find another glue stick here because I'm out. So hold on one second while I do that. Okay. So I'm going to put glue on one side of his head. Make sure you get plenty right there at the neck, because that's what really holds the cupcake wrap together. And then we're just going to line up the other side. And just gently push them together so you can see the two sides of his head are like that. Then I kind of push his head in like this to kind of help with that curled shape. You'll really get the curled shape once you put the cupcake in. It'll shape right around it. Okay, now for the wings and the tail. These wings we're going to fold down right at that top edge, there and there. Okay, and then his tail we're going to fold down at the back. Okay, now we're going to add the wings. The blue is actually going to get glued underneath, and the yellow is going to get glued on top. So again, I'm going to use hot glue so I can just work fast. It works better on these larger areas. I'm going to glue along like that. And then lining up this top edge, or sort of the front edge of his wing. Line that up. Got a little glue coming out there. Just get rid of any glue strings you might have. And I'm going to do the other side. Again, just lining up this edge all the way along there. Make sure those layers are together. Okay, and now we're going to put this last yellow part on his wings. Again, it just lines up the front part of his wing. That's where it lines up. So I'm just going to put some glue into this yellow layer. And stick it down. And then same with the other side. Add some glue. And put it right on there. Just like that. And now, last part, we just need to add his tail. And this blue part is going to go underneath the red like that. So I'm going to flip up his tail. I just add glue right down the middle, a little kind of right there at the bottom. And just glue it on, just like that. And now your Rainbow Macaw Parrot cupcake wrap is ready for you to make some cupcakes and put them in the middle.